Lowell Fitzsimmons was born in Hannibal, Missouri. It was there, while in grade school, that Lowell became known as Cotton for his pure white hair. Fitzsimmons grew up enamored with the game of basketball and played all the way through college. But it was on the sidelines that he found his true calling. In 1956, Cotton got his first coaching job at Hannibal-LaGrange Junior College in Kansas, where he won back-to-back national titles in 1966 and 67. The following year, Fitzsimmons took over at Kansas State, where he spent 2 seasons, before Jerry Colangelo hired him to become the head coach of the Phoenix Suns in 1970.
You're starting to get aggressive on the boards a little bit, but your other mistakes are killing you.
It was a big move for him to go from junior college into a big program at K-State. And we used to laugh because when he showed up in Phoenix, he still had the purple boots and the purple jackets on that he had from Kansas State. Fortunately, at that time, the Suns colors utilized purple also, so he did fit in.
Fit in, he did. Fitzsimmons led Phoenix to the franchise's first winning season in year 1 with a 48-34 record. In the following year, he won 49 games before moving on to coach the Atlanta Hawks. From there, Cotton had stops in Buffalo, Kansas City, and San Antonio. In 1979, while in Kansas City, Fitzsimmons was named the NBA's Coach of the Year after leading the Kings to the Midwest Division title.
Cotton was a really good coach, a really innovative guy.
Cotton was a great coach who didn't get to coach a lot of great players. But what he did with the players he had is truly amazing.
He knew how to get the best out of people. He knew what situation to put them in to succeed. And he did it for every player that he coached.
I said we're bringing this baby home. We need one stop.
In 1987, Colangelo brought Cotton back to Phoenix to become the franchise's first director of player personnel. Cotton quickly orchestrated a blockbuster deal that transformed the franchise when he traded fan favorite Larry Nance, Mike Sanders, and a future first-round pick to Cleveland for rookie Kevin Johnson, Mark West, Tyrone Corbin, and a future first-round draft pick.
I had just got traded from Cleveland to Phoenix. I'm at the hotel, the Westin Hotel at the Metro Center, and I get this call. On the other end of the phone was, "Hey, KJ, it's Cotton Fitzsimmons here. Everything's gonna be all right in Phoenix. Just trust me. We're gonna ride you as far as you can go." And I remember getting off the phone going, "Who's this guy with the raspy voice?"
For me, he's the guy who pretty much put a jump start on the franchise, getting back to some of its greatness with that one trade.
With the draft pick the Suns acquired in the Cleveland deal, they selected Dan Marley in the first round of the 1988 NBA draft, a decision that didn't go over very well with Phoenix's fans.
I was sitting in my basement at Traverse City, Michigan, and Al McCoy called me and he said that the fans are booing you, and then I heard the clip of what Cotton said.
We are very happy to select Dan Marley. I cannot help how you feel. All I can tell you is this: we couldn't be happier, and I think you people will be sorry that you ever booed this young man.
That meant a lot to me. It really put me at ease, knowing that he had my back and he believed in me. He was going to give me a shot.
And of course, it was only months later when he was a crowd favorite.
Marley was one of many fresh faces on the 1988-89 team, which included Tom Chambers, who signed on with Phoenix as the NBA's first unrestricted free agent. Cotton became the head coach once again, and the Suns won 55 games that year, 27 more than the previous season, which was the third biggest turnaround in league history. Phoenix also made it to the Western Conference Finals, and Cotton was named the NBA's Coach of the Year for the second time in his career.
We as a team just coalesced together behind the little general.
He got the most out of his guys and us because of the fact he believed in us, and we knew he believed in us, and it made us all play better than sometimes we should have been playing.
Made you think you could run through walls, and that's who he was as a coach.
The Suns won more than 50 games the next 3 seasons under Cotton and made a return trip to the Western Conference Finals in 1990.
Some of the best days I had as a basketball player in a Phoenix Suns uniform was with Cotton Fitzsimmons as a coach, Paul Westphal and Lionel Hollins as assistant coach. And Cotton's rules were simple. You're gonna play hard, you're gonna play together, and you're going to have fun. And that was his mantra.
He was a great communicator. He could be tough, and the players knew that, but also he was the type of guy that every player knew how much respect he had for them as a person and as an individual.
Cotton's imprint on the Suns and on the NBA was huge.
That was never more evident than during the Suns' run in the late 1980s and early 90s.
Cotton Fitzsimmons is here from the Phoenix Suns.
He was an ambassador. When you think about how positive he was about our game in the NBA, and every city that he went to, he was a great interview. And people sought him out because he always had something to say.
I'm just looking to get somebody in your height range as a partner. And I'll go to any lengths or height to get it done.
Don't get carried away with yourself, Bob. I can still eat crackers off of your forehead.
The quick and clever Fitzsimmons even had his own TV show.
The Cotton Express.
Kevin Johnson, welcome back to the Cotton Express.
How you doing, Coach?
I'm doing fine, Kevin.
Cotton gave up his coaching duties before the 1992-93 season and went back up to the front office, where he made a move that forever changed the city of Phoenix.
In terms of big moments, that press conference when Charles came to town, that was pretty big.
When I got traded to Phoenix, he picks me up. It's about 120 degrees. He picks me up in a convertible Mercedes at the airport. And there's no breeze in Phoenix during the summer. So finally we're driving out to Cotton. Man, it's really, really hot. He says, oh, this will be good practice for you because you're going to hell one day.
The Barkley-led Suns were the hottest team in the league, with an NBA best 62-20 regular season record. They made it to the finals and almost got Phoenix their first championship in 1993. During the 1995-96 season, Cotton was summoned once again back to the sidelines for a third stint as the Suns head coach, which he maintained until early the following year. Cotton's coaching career ended with 832 wins, which at the time was 8th most in league history.
Cotton was a great communicator, and he parlayed the thoughts of Jerry Colangelo and the ownership group, obviously when he was in the front office, down to the coaches, down to the players. And as a coach, the same way. He was open with everyone. He communicated with the media. He was open to ideas in the front office, and that's what made him successful.
He had input on everything here, and everybody loved him for it.
Cotton's critiques would eventually be heard by everyone on game nights when he became a TV and radio analyst.
Established broadcaster, was a very good analyst for Al McCoy for a lot of years. He was funny, he was articulate, he was somebody you just enjoyed being around. He was a funny guy, but a very, very good X's and O's guys and knew his basketball.
Cotton was one of those people that you just enjoyed being around. His whole life was filled with happiness and good times, and he loved basketball.
Fitzsimmons also loved horse racing. His passion for playing the ponies was evident with his frequent trips to the track.
If we would get into an LA or a San Francisco, the first thing he would do is check and see if horses were racing, and he would be off to the track in time to get back for the game.
He was very large at Turf Paradise. Oh my God, he was, and plus he was fun to be with, when he'd be rooting them home or whatever, getting nosed out.
They are off in the Cotton Fitzsimmons Mile.
In 2005, Turf Paradise created the Cotton Fitzsimmons Mile, a race held annually to honor Cotton, who passed away in 2004 due to complications from lung cancer.
He just had a real compassion for racing, and I think it's terrific that Jerry, the owner of Turf Paradise, still has the Cotton Fitzsimmons Mile every year in honor of Cotton, because he loved the sport of kings. He loved horse racing.
And Cotton was loved by those who were fortunate to be a part of his life.
A dear, dear friend, someone that I had great, great respect for, and one of the most enthusiastic positive people that I've ever met in my life.
Optimistic, the sun's always shining even when it was a rainy day, and just one of those guys that always saw the glass half full. There was never a bad day in his life, and it rubbed off on everybody.
If you spent 2 minutes with him, you walked away feeling better.
Very upbeat, positive guy. He was the one that tried to build everybody's confidence.
Cotton was probably one of the best coaches that I've ever had. And most people don't know Cotton, that he made everybody around him feel good and better than what he ever thought they could be. And he was just an important influence, and his wife, and so is Joanne. They treated me like family.
It's unbelievable. You honoring us with your presence. Oh, great one. Oh.
He was like a father to me, so I always got harassed by my teammates, and everybody knew that we had a special relationship. Yeah, I had Cotton Fitzsimmons and Joanne as my mom, and they just took me under their wings. And I remember one time some of the players on our team said, "Coach, you're treating Kevin differently." He said, "Yeah, because he's my son, so get used to it."
I came from a single-parent household and in the city of Chicago, and I can honestly tell you that I always attached myself to father figures, and I had a number of them in my life, and Cotton is probably the one that stands out the most. I really looked up to him. I appreciated all the advice he gave me, not only as a player, but just as a person, as a family man.
He taught me about family, about communicating with the players and letting them know that you care about them outside this game. And, it's been a valuable tool that I've used throughout my coaching career.
When I got a chance to spend a lot of quality time with him, it was really cool. I always give him a hard time because, Cotton had white hair when he was like 30. So people always thought he was a lot older than he was.
I listen to everything Charles Barkley says. I just don't believe very much of it.
He treated me like a son. I'm blessed to live in Phoenix. I was blessed to play in Phoenix. Phoenix is my home. And I give Cotton a lot of credit for bringing me to Phoenix with Jerry Colangelo. So I just got nothing but love for Cotton.
Cotton was a showman who had a heart for what's real about the game.
Bill, I don't mind if you never just say, "Yeah, I think I missed it." That's fine. That's what Earl Strom and all those guys say. He traveled to try to get his shot. That's what's hard to live with you.
Cotton was one of my favorite characters in the history of this valley.
He was a people's person. Oh my God. I mean, everybody knew Whitey. Whitey knew everybody.
The great joy that I would have going out to dinner after an NBA game with Cotton and Joanne, and that he would have seen an entirely different game than what I watched. And so he would give a primer on what had happened during the course of the game. And he used to always drink Diet Coke, so he'd have 3 or 4 Coke cans, he'd have 3 or 4 water glasses, he'd have a plate with silverware, and he'd diagram the different plays over across to the dining room table, which was a hoot.
The great thing about Cotton was not only was he a terrific coach, but he was a better person.
He was just an amazing person, an amazing coach, and I'm glad that he came into my life.
The incredible things that he did in terms of contribution to the Suns franchise were hard to even put a value on.
His contribution to the Suns and to the history of the Phoenix Suns will certainly always be remembered.